Greetings everybody, and welcome to my video. Tonight I am trying to dial in my oscilloscope here, trying to get the probes adjusted properly. There. That's pretty nice. There we go, that's a pretty nice square wave. See, every time I take the screwdriver out of there, it wants to jump back up. See, it's probably all kind of dirt and stuff in there. It's really hard to get the screwdriver on that little screw in there too. Okay, so now it's nice and square. Oop. Right in there. But it'll stay like that. Well, hopefully it will. Okay, so that's channel 1. That's channel 1 with the probe dialed in. Okay. Now I'm going to I'm going to hook in channel 2. Okay, and the probe is set at 1x there. And I'll put it on there. Oh, see, that one's got a nice square one there. I got that one dialed in real nice. Okay, so I got everything dialed nice in on there. Okay, I got the I'm not using any batteries tonight. We're going to be running off of the little wall wart right here. That's what will be the 12 volt 500 milliamp wall wart, and we're going to be running the energy from the Bedini circuits into the magneto-hydrodynamic pump, and I got some floaties in there, so we'll see what happens there. And then we have 2 phases hooked up. We have the yellow phase and the green phase again, so they're all hooked up to it. And the yellow phase, I still have the potentiometers in there. I was playing with it earlier, and but they're all turned down, essentially turned off, so there's 330 ohms running through there. And the coil, the big generator coil, is the same one I was working with last time, and it's running to there. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but that coil has 4 wires in it that are 150 feet long. They're all 23 gauge wire, with 2 wires are wound to the left and 2 wires are wound to the right. So maybe we'll get into that. I'll show you how they are out of phase with each other there. So but I'll hope to show you that in a minute here. I'm gonna take this off of here, and I'll just set that there for now. I forgot the tachometer, so poof, there it is. And let me see if I can get the thing plugged in here with one hand. Yeah, okay. Give her a spin. Oh my. Something's lighting up there. That's not good. Something's not right. Okay, well, looks like the pump is working. Seems to be backwards where it was before. It's pumping the other way, so I must have the magnet upside down, because I believe I have the probes hooked in it the same way I had before. So, well, there goes scrap of paper number 4, and there goes 2 down there. Let's see, we got 3 and 5. 3 took a nosedive, it went in head first, and number 1 sank to the bottom. So we have an upside down 3, a 4, 5, and a 2, and it looks like the 2 is going to come around. Yes, it is. Alright, lots of fun. Alright, I'm going to take one of these probes here. I'm going to set it to 1x, and I'm just going to stick it on that one. Why not? Alright, so what was that? That was channel 1. Alright, so we'll put them on channel 1 here and see what's total. I have to turn that way down. Okay, so that's what we're getting off of that. Open that up a little bit there. But it's a big spike there. It's kind of crazy. I think I'm getting a lot of interference or something. I don't know. There we go. Some pretty big spikes there. They go right off the screen. So that's what's coming out of the Bedini circuit. Or, well, that's what's happening right there at the collector of that transistor anyway. But I think if I move the probe down to this one here, it's not going to change. It doesn't change anything. Everything is just still the same. The man, that's way off. There's 5 volts per division right there. Okay. So you can see that there's a really high spike right there, and it's probably not even registering the whole spike there. We turn the gain up here a little bit, see if that makes it a little better. No, not really. Not really. Okay. Alright, so that's on that. So we'll just let that kind of fly there. I'm going to turn channel 2 on. There, so channel, I'll move that up there. Push this down there, so channel 1's on the top. Alright, so we're going to come over here with this probe. And I got these wired here like this. I don't know if you can follow that there, but the white strips are the beginnings of the winds. The green is 1 wire, and the plain on that side is 1 wire, and then the same on the other side. The yellow stripped ends are 1 wire, and then the ones with nothing on them are the other coil, because there's 4 coils inside that coil. There's actually 4 coils wound in there. So is that a quad filer? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, we got 2 things here that don't have nothing connected to them, so we're going to go ahead and connect right up to that. So we got that one there, and we got that one there. Okay. Now, I gotta set that probe to 10x too. I think calm it down a little bit. Get this position there. Ooh, look at that. There we go. So that's the AC wave coming off of that there, and that is the Bedini circuit. So let me see if I can slow this down here a little bit so it's not so erratic looking in the camera. I don't think it's going to. Not really. There we go. That looks a little bit better there, huh? Yeah, that looks a little bit better there. Okay, so that's in channel 1. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of here and swap these 2 here. Actually, because I want to be able to play with the channel 1. There we go. See, now we got the probes. Oh, that one come off. So that's now probe number 2. Oh man. Just don't want to cooperate. And that's probe number 1, and that's set up 10x. Okay. Alright, so that's what's happening there. Let me turn it down so it's not flashing so bright. Okay. So, number 1 says I don't have a trigger. Well, I'm going to turn number 2 off here. We're just going to take a look at 1 here. Okay. So, look at that. Well, it's nice. So it's saying that I got 3.78 volts, and I'm at 1 volt per division. Okay, what did I do here before? Ooh, well, look at that. That is the XY pin out, whatever that means, but that's funky. That's funky. I'm looking to see how I can get this trigger going here. I had it on here before. There it is. Okay. There. So we're at, see, it's at see if I can get this. It's running like 95 hertz or so, between 94 and 96 hertz roughly, and it's cruising at 951.8 RPM. So that's making 3.77 volts at 95 hertz. That's at 1 volt per division, and we are on the times 10. So that makes that 37.7 volts. I don't know if that's correct or not. See, now I don't know. I don't know if that's correct or not, because it's telling me that we're not 2 volts per division. So that's telling me I'm getting 3.75 volts. But I gotta multiply that by 10, right? Yeah, because it's 10x. I gotta multiply by 10. So yeah, so at least I figured out why I couldn't get it on the screen before. I had the probe set to 1x, and I kind of fixed it up a little bit there, tuned up the probes a little bit. Seem to be getting a little bit more, getting the hang of this thing a little bit here. Lots of fun. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this right here on to turn the voltmeter on right to there, and I'm going to see what the voltmeter is giving me across those 2 points. It's giving me 37.4 volts AC across those 2 points right there. Okay, so, and that's what that's telling me is like 37.4 volts. So that's pretty accurate, I guess. Nice little check. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this probe off of here, and I'm going to take some of these clips down here. I guess I didn't have to go that far. Okay, now I'm going to take one of these probes here, and I'm going to hook them both up to the center 2 coils here. So I'm going to take this one and hook this side up to here. Okay, so that is the beginning of the wind, and that goes to there. And I'll take this one off of here, flip it onto 10x, and then I'm going to put this side also at the beginning of the wind, and then this one at the end of the wind. Okay, so there is our AC phase, or AC wave, for channel 1, and there is the one for channel 2. Now you'll notice a couple of things. They're out of phase. They're, what you call that, 90 degrees out of phase. Also, the peak of channel 2 is a little bit higher because the red wire, or is it the blue wire? No, the red wire is the inside coil. So what I did was I wound one coil with 2 wires on it, 150 feet long, on the spool, and then I flipped it around the other way, and then I wound another 2 23 gauge wires, 150 long, on the spool. So there's 2 running left and 2 running right. So they're 90 degrees out of phase of each other. But the one in the center seems to be getting a little bit better spike. It's a little bit higher. The voltage is a little bit higher on the inside coil. So, and you can see the difference right there in the spikes. You know, there's a close up. You can see here, I'll put that back up on the top there, and then I'll come over here and I'm going to take and switch these wires. So now this wire is now coming out of the end of the wind, and this one is at the beginning. Okay, so I switched them around, so now they're in phase. Okay, so now I'm going to bring these 2 together here, and wow, they just kind of matched right up there, didn't they? But you can see they're not, when I get the 2 of them on there, they're not out that much, just a wee little bit. You can just, I don't know if you can see that or not. You can probably see it better right there. The peaks are a little bit sharper on the inner coil, which is the second channel there. Okay, but you can see they're just a little bit different. The peaks are a little bit sharper, but not by much, maybe half a volt, something like that. And when I put them on there, I get maybe a half a volt, not quite a full volt. I know that. So, but see, now the coil, it's set at we're still running it at 90, between 93 and 95 hertz. So that slowed it down a little bit, taking that off of there, taking them wires off of there and hooking it up the way we did. That slowed it down some. And it's telling us that we're getting 1.86 volts. So we have to multiply that by 10 because both of our probes are set. Yes, they're both set at 10x. So that's 18.7 volts we're getting out of each one of those coils. Like I said, right now they're in phase. If I flip the other one around, or if I flip it around, they'll be in phase again. Put them back in phase once more. Oh, did I do it? No, they're still in phase. What did I do that for? Now they're out of phase. So interesting. And I'm still getting 18.7 volts out of it. But like I said, the white this one is the beginning of this wind, then this is the beginning of this wind, and they're backwards. So you can see that they're backwards. They're out of phase from each other. So basically, I don't know if I can achieve the Angus effect here, but I got 2 coils wound in the opposite direction, sharing the same core. Although it be an air core, they are still sharing the same core. So I was going to try to see if I can get something to buck in there or something like that. And I did have this, first time I hooked it up, I was getting 91 volts out of it, and I didn't record it, I didn't write it down, and I'm kicking myself now because I haven't been able to achieve that since. And I had that bulb right there. I just hooked the end of them wires right there up to this thing with a couple of these Lyman's clips, and it lit that bulb, and it slowed it down to about 650 RPM, and it sat there and just kept running while it ran that. It lit that bulb straight off of here. So I am going to continue to work on that and see if I can't get that to work again at 91 volts. See what's happening here with the magneto-hydrodynamic pump. See, where's number 1? There's number 1 right there. Well, how about we fish that bad boy out of there and put him up there. Now he's floating. This is huge. Doesn't really seem like anything's really happening there. I got a lot of bubbles on the plates though. Let's see, that is our negative. So that would be the hydrogen, and this one is the positive. There's a lamp over here, if you can see. So that's the oxygen there. Oh, here comes number 2 down the hole, down the chute. They all seem to be stuck. It looks like number 3 sank. Number 1 sank again. Now let's get moving here. Come on, guys. Gotta be careful sticking the screwdriver in there once it gets stuck to the magnet. Oh, there they come down through. Fine, here comes 2 back up the other side. Look at 5 go. Looks like it's going to get up there first. Oh, look at that. Right around, back in 3 goes. So number 5 won that lap, huh? Let's see what it does again this time. Well, that one went down through already. Okay, well, I guess that's the end of my video. It's getting kind of long here, 25 minutes. Like, wow, that's enough. Okay, well, that's the oscilloscope. Just to let you see what I've been studying. I've been learning new things with my new toys. So, oh, look at that. Look at that button. It's a money button. No money. That button sucks. Those buttons are cool though. The dials are awesome too. Well, have a wonderful day. Peace.